The unknown caller leads the pack to the site of an attack. To protect their friends, Everett, Blake, Luna, and Harlan crash a party, and the task force follows a trail to an abandoned construction site where they discover the fire's origin point. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. And today I am reviewing episode number 5 of Wolfpack. As always, spoilers are abound, so be aware. And I'm just going to tell you before we get into this is a heck of an episode. I thought it started out a little slow, but boy did it end in a crazy manner. I hope you enjoy. And with that, let's look at episode number 5, Incendiary. So what we're going to do is we see our cold open, of course, and this is going to be between Harlan and Garrett when Harlan looks to be about maybe 12 and is trying to discover his powers. He's having trouble. And he's going to end up in this hole. And here comes a wolf. Flash forward, he's now present day, and Harlan's trying to hear what is going on. So I think this was important to sort of establish what was going on with the twins in the early days. This was a very short part, but I think it was very important showing Harlan trying to figure things out.
It's okay, they're gone.
Did they find the cop?
Go after a little kid.
Because he hit me.
I did not think about that last time. Oh, our suspicious caller's back. Great job, though, not picking up to start with.
Has he ever called you?
Never.
But then he calls everybody.
He took to flight. And all
Who was that?
Ovid. The guy on the phone.
Guys, I swear that sounds like Peter Hell.
kills every night.
Okay, who the fuck are you?
I mean, how is that not Ian Bohen from Teen Wolf?
He shared a location.
Okay, so we're getting into a point here where we're going to advance the story, I think, a little bit. And our group is together. And, of course, our caller calls. They don't want to answer, so he calls them all. Eventually, they will answer. He gives some sort of a cryptic poem, and Luna's going to identify it. And in the end, basically what's going to happen is he's also going to send the group a destination. And they're not really sure where that destination is supposed to be and what's going to happen. But they do get the general idea that they want to go there. And I thought this was very sort of fun how they did that and had him call all the phones.
Left, Harlan, turn left. I know where I'm going.
Anybody know?
Anybody notice Harlan's Bronco here?
The doctor's still here?
It's still here.
Okay, there's a lot going on here in this scene. Of course, our heroes get to the site and they try to help the woman, but they're going to be too late. And the wolf is going to take the car, take the woman. And I really liked where Harlan sort of insulted Everett's strength, and that was something interesting. And then just that idea where Luna had that power where she sort of shrieked out and told them to be quiet. and they did. We haven't seen that as a power that she has or any of them has, but it's very interesting that she would be able to do that. She's sort of the quiet one, and she's able to now do something to quieten the group up. And again, I love this, all four of these being together. They have a very good chemistry, and I enjoy watching them together, particularly Blake and Everett. I think they have a pretty good connection. And to be honest, Luna and Harlan do too.
That's the first 3D printer we ever bought.
It's made in these parts.
I could tell they were fabricated from the 3D.
All right, she's smart. I'll give her that.
Didn't care.
It's our boy Cyrus coming into class.
They took him for questioning. Did you know his dad was a firefighter? His dad died in a fire.
Do they really think Cyrus? Especially me?
Well, if it's Tia, I know something that can get us in.
What?
Hey, haven't we been in this bathroom before?
Where are you going?
Shopping.
I just love that little smile he has when he's getting ready to get into something.
We're gonna be good friends, I can tell.
Sorry to keep you so late. After school.
So we have Cyrus here going to get questioned.
Call your parents?
No. And it's just my mom.
You never knew your...
I wonder if she knew.
Another fire very much like the one going on right now.
Oh my, he has. Something has hit him.
Because I'm finding some interesting connections between the two fires.
And things sort of start to fill in, I think, for Garrett here when he hears her questioning Cyrus. Of course, Cyrus's dad was killed in a fire, and I don't think Garrett had put together anything about the fires that had happened. I guess it was 17 years before. So that's starting to go together in that scene. And we're back to the gym.
Come here. So, you just here to buy or working?
Actually, I am gonna work out. Listen.
So remember when Harlan insulted Everett? Well, Everett is trying to work out, and he's realizing he has powers. He's doing this so easy, it's crazy. So now they're going to have a liftoff of all things. This is sort of crazy. It happens all the time. They're starting to advance weights, so everybody's watching. And Everett puts up an ungodly amount for him. This is so funny.
Already did. What? Holy. We need to figure out how to do this all the time.
Okay, I like the bonding there.
Wolf, dumbass. But not like he's not 7 feet tall. No, like a. I guess I kind of just felt a connection.
But was it really his dad?
If there's a way to change him from a regular wolf to back to a human.
Okay, so I love this conversation. This whole thing with Everett and Harlan. The weight room and sort of the liftoff, and it ends up that Everett, I guess, I don't know if he won or not, but Harlan eventually was able to get the weight by himself. Everett had just helped him a little bit. And so that put them, I like the fist bump there. It sort of put them on the same terms as each other. I think everyone has seen Harlan sort of as the tough guy, And so I think the tough, strong guy. So I think this is something where you can see sort of Everett coming into that role as well. And then their discussion about Harlan's dad and whether you can actually transform a person back into a human. I love this as these two building a relationship with each other.
Fuck off.
So they've gotten to the party here, and there's our Bronco, guys.
Something that she wants.
What could you possibly have that any of us here would want?
And that's what he was getting, mushrooms.
Tia? This was supposed to be a mellow kickback.
Well, now it's a party.
So big party here, ending up all these folks going around, getting their mushrooms.
What, you judging me?
Of course, we've got Austin here, and there could be a thing going between these two.
All right.
No. You're just an asshole.
But he's always seems to be a jerk. More people, more mushrooms. That guy shows up multiple times, and nobody knows who he is. At least I think it's the same guy.
We aren't going to take any, are we?
Well, she's already taken some there, Everett.
Maybe you should take one. I'll help you with your anxiety. Depression.
Oh, Everett. Of course he was going to take one. Peer pressure. Pack pressure, I guess. Now, this entire pool party going to be very big for us. Of course, you can sort of tell that. This is where everything really sort of picked up in giving us story and adding some action to it as well. And so this was something I think we needed. Of course, you also get a lot of shirtless guys, girls in bikinis, all that kind of stuff too, and drugs. So we move on to the abandoned construction site.
We know Cyrus was the one that brought them here.
And I guess Cyrus brought them there.
How I found Harlan and Luna.
That's the first part.
Wildfire in which Cyrus's father died.
Practically doing my job for me.
Can't
So he's telling a lot of information there. I didn't think he trusted her.
already wanted to.
You.
Me.
Almost like a fairy.
Telling about how he adopted them.
I fight with Harlan.
Same problem with my son.
Oh my God, when this first came out, I almost died when I found out she had a son.
He died in a fire.
Oh my God, are you listening to this? Her son died in a fire. Was it the fire that was 17 years ago? Could she be that old? I mean, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Lots of information here just in this little short amount of time. They found the origin point of the fire, or at least where the person was who was setting it. And we learned that Sarah Michelle Gellar's character has a child. That has to be playing a big role in all of this. I like that little get together there with Blake and Luna. I like that little get together of Blake and Luna there. I like that they're trying to get all of the characters sort of together. Okay. Earlier it was Harlan and Everett.
Satellite photo, beginning of the fires.
So going to use some technology. Finally.
Then watched both ignition points go up.
Okay. That is very interesting how that was done. So we finally know sort of how the fire was done. We know it probably was a student. I don't think it's looking real good for Cyrus right about now, but I don't know. I think it's not going to be Cyrus. I think this is Jeff Davis we're talking about, and it's just not going to be Cyrus. And plus, we jump right into Cyrus here in the pool.
Oh, what do you like? I like shrooms.
So we got this group of three.
Always.
And I think Harlan might actually sort of like Cyrus.
You're a dick. So are you. Really did. Oh. So you're the fuckboy.
Now, I'll be honest, I left a lot of that conversation out because of the language. Okay, the wolf is here. Time to go home.
Like a dinner at a restaurant? Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's sort of romantic, guys.
I'll call you.
Okay, that could be huge right there. If you didn't notice what happened, Harlan put his number in the phone of Cyrus, and then when he played it, we saw no caller ID come up like the person who had been calling them. So again, Austin and Luna here having a nice little moment at the piano. I like this entire scene between them.
Why are you such an asshole?
It's my default setting. I'd blame my parents.
You know, at least he's self-aware and he knows he's a butthole. Okay? But with that, a lot of stuff going on there. This was really creepy getting to him at the piano, but that they were sitting down and talking things out, I thought was very nice. Again, about to have some more romance here.
The pink noise.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't really understand the difference between the two. Oh, nice sweet kiss, and then she reciprocates. I'm going to tell you, I really like these two together. I think they look really sweet together, both coming from sort of bad backgrounds, so putting them together, I think, is a good thing. So we're back at the construction site. This was a little suspicious when she said, I can take care of myself. You know, it's one of those things, I've been suspicious of what Sarah Michelle Gellar might be, but, you know, why did she say that?
I said get the fuck out of here. Nobody invited
Why did all this happen
you.
in the first place?
Tell that bitch. I just drove.
I mean, was it because she got drunk? She knew they were there. So we're reaching the climax here, guys, with what's going on here. Because Austin gets this phone thrown in the pool. Somehow I missed that clip. But he's going to dive in after. And holy freak, that's a freaking werewolf in the pool. And boy, he got out of there quick. And then again, that shadow of the werewolf just gives me, I have goosebumps right now as I rewatching this. And then he's coming out of the pool here. I mean, you can't hide this any longer. All these kids are seeing this. This is not a good thing.
Bodies.
Oh boy. You started thinking here, something's going on.
A werewolf?
So she does know about werewolves.
Wolf. A werewolf.
And with that, oh my God, she just killed that security guy what the hell is going on in this show? All right, guys, I have to take a deep breath there because the end of this episode was absolutely crazy, and I do have a few things to say I left out during the watching everything, and I want to go into a little more detail on a couple things I probably did say, but holy cow, Jeff Davis, you are the man. So here are just some thoughts and reactions from this episode. First off, I love how they are developing these individual characters. This idea that they have all four of them together and then they split them up. Most of the time it's been Everett and Harlan or Everett and Blake, and we've also seen some Blake and Luna. I like how they split them up and try to get them to sort of get used to each other, do some character development, put them together so we'll care about them and sort of see how they fit together in a puzzle. And I think they're doing a really good job of that. And I loved the liftoff in the actual gym and how that sort of allowed Everett and Harlan to come together to be part of the pack, because, you know, sort of Harlan has not had very good attitude towards Everett, and I think this hopefully changed that for good. And so we'll see how that ends up. Also with that and what was going on, I really like Austin and Luna together. I know he's a jerk, but for some reason I just like them together. That's not a big point, but I just want to go back and say that again. The entire conversation, once they found where the fire was set from, all that is so important. And I'm trying to rack my head about what is actually going on here. And then the fact that we find out that Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, Kristen Ramsey, had a son that was lost in a fire. And I mean, I just don't know what to think about this. Why is she here in this part of the country doing what she's doing? She had a son. She's from the LA Fire Department. What brought her out here? I mean, how old is her actual character? Is she old enough to actually be Harlan and Luna's mother? That's sort of crazy to think about. Then there's also the werewolf at the party, and the fact that thing is just creepy. I'm not a big werewolf fan when it comes to visualizing them, so it really creeps me out. But I loved that he is there to terrorize that party now. But what it didn't hit me at the very start was, you know, the werewolf is there, and pretty much everybody we thought could be the werewolf is there as humans at the party. Now, we haven't seen that one guy that showed up a couple times, so, you know, I'm wondering who that is. But, I mean, who could this werewolf be? You know, even if you think Sarah Michelle Gellar is a werewolf now that she has killed the security guard, and she seems to have some superhuman strength there. So could she be a second werewolf? And if that's so, we still don't have much of a clue as to who that werewolf in the pool was. And so, boy, I'm going to tell you, I thought I had some things figured out. And after watching this episode, I think about 9 out of my 10 theories just went out the freaking door. So, with that, I hope I didn't rant too much for you. Let me hear some of your theories down in the comments. Please don't spoil anything. Also, I am going to ask that nobody in the future do any type of comments or anything of theories that they have seen online. I am not even watching other reactors right now because I don't want anything spoiled on this. So please don't put anything from any other site. Just put what we're watching and go from there. Okay? Now with that, I'm going to give this episode a grade, and I'm going to actually bump it up to an A-. Most of this episode I probably had at like a B+, B range, but that last 10 or 15 minutes was just excellent, and so it's going to be an A-. That being said, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below, and I'll see you next time on the Fandom Realm.